Greetings, gamers, and welcome back finally to Agent Reacts. And yeah, sorry, I've been gone for 3 months. I haven't had time. I barely get time to react to videos anymore because I'm so busy. And another reason why I was on hiatus is because I was waiting for this Joker versus Solid Snake. Yes. Now, in case you missed out on my main channel, recently, I played through Persona 5 Royal, and I absolutely loved it. It blew my mind, and the game is now my favorite game of all time. So I have been hyping this up heavily ever since I first played Persona 5 Royal. So now I get to know more about Joker. Now, I never played Metal Gear Solid before, so I don't know too much about Solid Snake, but I'm very excited for this because I'm a big fan of Smash Bracket. So let's see how this will turn out.
Who would win in a fight between Joker from Persona 5 and Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid? I'm Ink and this is Smash
I get away with
the show that puts
Joe!
every character from Super Smash Bros. Into a giant animated tournament to figure out who's canonically the strongest.
This is gonna be awesome, I know it will.
Ever since humans have been speaking, they've been telling stories. These legends often revolve around heroes who stand in the face of even the most sinister evil as a beacon of hope to those around them. One of the greatest modern hero tales is about the Phantom Thieves of Heart, who fought
the Phantom
corruption
Thieves!
wherever they found it and protected the innocent. And it all started with an unassuming Japanese high schooler named Ren Amamiya. Ren lived
Ren Amamiya.
small-town life.
That's
his
his canon
whole world
name.
was turned on its head when Ren came across a drunken man assaulting a young woman. He immediately jumped into action and pushed the man to the ground, saving the woman. But unfortunately, it turned out that the man that he'd pushed over was a powerful political figure in the city. And soon Ren found himself arrested for assault and forced to leave his hometown entirely. He moved to a new high school in Tokyo and lived in the attic of a coffee shop. But despite the new environment, Ren found that he was far from being able to have a fresh start. Rumors quickly spread, and his reputation of being a criminal followed him, causing everybody that he met to see him with a distorted lens.
Everyone knew he was a Phantom Thief, yeah.
Except for his classmate, Ryuji Sakamoto.
Ryuji.
Like Ren, Ryuji had also been unfairly beaten down for speaking out against corruption in high places. In his case, it was the local gym teacher, Kamoshida. This guy beat down and threatened anyone who questioned his authority as a gym teacher, and would regularly assault his students. As Ren and Ryuji swapped stories about the adults who had wronged them, they suddenly found their school looking a lot more evil castle-y than usual. What had once been a normal Japanese high school was now a massive fortress, protected by armed knights and ruled by Ryuji's gym teacher, Kamoshida, who had seemingly traded in his gym pants for a crown and cape. Unbeknownst to them, Ren and Ryuji had entered the metaverse, which in this world isn't a creepy VR offshoot of Facebook, but rather a mirror dimension shaped by human consciousness. We can get into the logistics of this a little bit later, but for now, all you need to know is that Ren and Ryuji were within a physical manifestation of Kamoshida's evil desires.
Yep, they
a place
were.
Called a palace. And in this twisted reality, each of Kamoshida's corrupted thoughts were actualized. He was the king, and everybody else was there to serve him and him alone. Upon discovering the pair, Kamoshida restrained Ren and beat Ryuji within an inch of his life as he prepared to execute the two.
And he became the Phantom Thief.
Even though the odds were totally stacked against him and his chances of victory were almost none, Ren refused to sit by idly and watch an innocent person be hurt. Unfortunately, he just wasn't strong enough to rebel by himself. And it was at this low point, when all seemed totally lost, that Ren heard a voice within himself, offering him a new power.
I am thou, that art I. Yep.
The
classic, that I am thou, thou art I.
And by accepting this, Ren awoke to the power of Persona. This new power
he
allowed him to manifest a physical form of his own desires, which in his case was an abstract version of Arsene, the gentleman thief. And together they fought to take down Kamoshida and free Ryuji from danger. And with this newfound power, Ren soon helped Ryuji awaken to his own persona. And with the help of some friends they met along the way, they swore to destroy the evil desires of corrupt individuals and leave society for the better. As a group, they took on the name the Phantom Thieves of Heart. As a Phantom Thief, Ren became known as Joker. While Ren was somewhat meek and reserved,
Ryuji was Skull,
Joker was brash, stylish, and left his mark wherever he went, announcing his targets with calling cards. Joker would use his power to change the hearts of the evil and force them to confess their crimes to the world. Now, while he can change someone's desires, to truly understand how Joker's powers work, we need to dig a bit deeper into Persona lore. So settle in and make a bowl of ramen, because things are about to get complicated. At the core of all reality, beyond space and time, exists a place called the Sea of Souls, also known as the Collective Unconscious. This dimension essentially functions as
Maybe
the
he's going
hub of
into
all
Solid
human
Snake
cognition.
now.
Before people are born into the world, their souls are formed here, with a deep connection to all humans who came before them and all who would come after them. But it's not just human beings who are formed here. Every single legend, every story, and every thought that a human ever has had or ever will have are also stored here, and they take shape to match human perception.
Oh, yep, they do.
If ancient humans heard a thunder strike and decided to tell the story of Thor, the god of thunder, Thor would begin to take shape as an actual entity within the collective unconscious. These beings shaped by human thought are called demons.
Wait,
Summoned
it's
into
still
the
going into Joker's
metaverse
now.
and material world in a variety of ways. One of these ways is through their connection to each individual human's cognition. Every single person has a part of their personality that they wear as a mask.
And their persona
For
is
example, on
a
YouTube,
manifestation
I put up the
of
appearance
their
being
minds.
upbeat and outgoing,
And their
but
heart and
people
soul.
also have aspects of their personality that they suppress. For example, I think that we should put more fruit on pizza besides just pineapple. This suppressed part of oneself is called a shadow. And in the metaverse, a shadow can take shape into whatever demon most closely fits it. By confronting one shadow, a person can harness the power of a persona, which is like the ultimate manifestation of somebody's personality. Anything and everything could be a persona, but the most common ones come from real-life folklore and legends. Joker, for example, believes that somebody's social status shouldn't exempt them from needing to live a good life. And so his persona manifested as Arsène, the French gentleman thief who stole from the rich and greedy, with a gift for stylish showmanship, all while facing off against the greatest minds in the world, like the famous detective Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I love copyright law. While most people can only manifest and use a single persona, some rare individuals called wildcards can use every persona, and Joker is one of these wildcards. Not only can he tap into the legends of Arsène, but he can also fight with some of history's most famous figures from legends and mythology,
He gets
Thor,
a bunch of
Odin,
personas.
Jack Frost, or even Satan. These different personas can alter Joker's physical attributes as well, giving him the power,
They sure can.
speed,
And
abilities of
they
whatever
offer different
persona
powers,
he's
too.
using. The mechanics of these abilities function much like the personas themselves. For example, let's take the basic fire attack, Augie. To use this power, Joker taps into humanity's perception of a fiery explosion and manifests that into reality. This powerful ability to channel human cognition into reality shouldn't be underestimated. For example, the spell Cosmic Flare hits with humanity's concept of a quasar, which, to put it simply, is what happens when a black hole eats a galaxy and then converts it into a giant laser of radiation. He also has access to devastating attacks that can effortlessly wipe out city blocks. Not only is Joker capable of dealing out this damage, but he can also withstand it. Some exceptionally tough personas are naturally immune to certain types of damage and ailments, but through a combination of training, careful cultivation, and an item called the Omnipotent Orb, Joker is able to make all of his personas completely immune to almost all damage in his game, including physical damage and gunfire. He can also give his personas a passive trait called Iron Immunity that makes them immune to status ailments like sleep, brainwashing, or being frozen. But beyond just immunities, his personas also have the ability to augment his physical speed to the point where he can dodge lasers at relativistic speeds. And Joker, along with the other Phantom Thieves, always make sure to use this speed as stylishly as possible, such as when they move so fast during an all-out attack that time appears to stop entirely. Together, the Phantom Thieves have used this power to take out the most corrupt people in Japan. Joker really couldn't have done it all alone, though. His fellow Phantom Thieves are always there to have his back, either in battle like Ryuji or from the sidelines like Oracle. Joker's girl in the chair who can give Joker support from afar, like breaking down an enemy's strengths and weaknesses.
And Misawa is basically the navigator of the team.
Own, Joker isn't exactly
and Misawa basically
raises
the stats
Third Eye that allows him to see objects of interest, slow the perception of time, and gauge an enemy's general strength relative to his own at a glance.
I'm really glad I played Persona 5 before this, because that game blew me
Joker
away.
also has several things up his sleeve for equipment. Joker carries a couple of weapons on him, a trusty dagger and handgun. Unlike most weapons, Joker doesn't make these stronger through physical, conventional means. Instead, Joker makes his weapons more dangerous merely by causing them to look more realistic.
And uses
therefore
a
having his
thief
enemies
knife,
see them as more of a threat, and therefore increasing their cognitive power. When taken to their ultimate forms, Joker's weapons are incredibly deadly, if a little abstract, such as his Paradise Lost, a dagger formed from the biblical concept of the fall of Adam and Eve, or the Tyrant Pistol, a gun created from the concept of Lucifer himself being condensed into a weapon.
I guess I'm not surprised.
With all of this power and devotion, it's no wonder that the story of the Phantom Thieves have stuck with so many people. Whether he's cracking out quasars, taking out tyrants, or dominating local food challenges, Ren has always had the same goal in mind. Screw the status quo and eliminate evil wherever he sees it.
Yep.
especially if that evil is masquerading as good and held by people in positions of power. And it's that exact devotion that will keep people coming back to the legends of the Phantom Thieves. John F. Kennedy once famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And throughout the decades since that phrase was first uttered, few characters have embodied the ideal of dedicating their entire life to their country more than Solid Snake.
Oh,
The
it's going
story
to
of
Solid
Solid
Snake
is
now.
one of
I've never played
unwavering
Metal Gear Solid
dedication and
before, so
bravery
let's see
in the
how
face of
it is.
insurmountable odds. But even a legend as wild as that of Solid Snake starts from simple beginnings. It all began with a young American soldier named John. The year was 1964, and John found himself right in the middle of the Cold War, toughing the jungles of Russia and operating under the codename Naked Snake. His mission was simple: infiltrate the area and rescue a Soviet's weapon developer. Unfortunately, what should have been a simple extraction turned into a high-stakes stealth operation, full of twists, betrayals, and gunmen making cat noises. While he was trying to extract his target, Naked Snake stumbled across the plans for a tank with nuclear capabilities called the Shagohod. Because letting our enemies have nuclear tanks was low on the priority list of the United States, Snake's mission changed to include destroying the Shagohod for good. And this mission ultimately led him to face off with his longtime friend and mentor, known simply as the Boss. And after a heated
alright.
battle, Snake came out on top and was forced to choose between friend and country, ultimately deciding to pull the trigger and fulfill his orders. The success of this mission, which came to be known as Operation Snake Eater, put President Johnson in the Naked Snake fan club. But because having a man named Johnson wear fan merch for Naked Snake would look questionable, and to honor his past accomplishments, Snake was bestowed the name Big Boss and went down in history
Boss,
as the
alright.
greatest soldier to
Good
ever
name.
live. But John's mentor wasn't the only one to
Makes
die
sense.
during Operation Snake Eater. When Snake pulled that trigger, it killed a piece of himself as well. He became bitter and jaded as he disavowed the government altogether, becoming convinced that rather than having countries build up their own armies, the best solution would be to hire freelance military groups called private military companies, or PMCs for short, who all live in their own mini country together. So he began forming his own freelance army with the help of some allies and his old medic, who became his body double and took on the name Venom Snake, operating as a second big boss.
Alright,
The United
I see.
States didn't love the idea of losing their self-proclaimed best soldier to ever live, so they came up with an alternative plan. If we can't hire Naked Snake, we'll just make a new one. So the government did what any rational person would do in a situation like this. They had a top-secret Illuminati group called the Patriots start an underground operation to clone Big Boss without his consent or knowledge. They called this project Les Enfants Terribles. Les Enfants Terribles.
Using Discord messages
Les
here.
enfants terribles.
Which is French that roughly translates to create genetic clones of our favorite ex-soldier and hope they don't turn out evil. So they took an old flame of Naked Snakes named Ava and fertilized 8 embryos. Of these embryos, 2 survived. Twins named Eli and David. Eli took on Big Boss's dominant genes and took on the codename Liquid Snake, while David took on Big Boss's recessive genes and became known as Solid Snake. There was also a
Good
third
name, I
clone that was a
guess.
perfect balance between the two and took on the name Solidus Snake and kinda became the president of the United States for a while. Metal Gear lore is weird, y'all. From day one, Solid Snake was raised to be the perfect soldier. He trained from a young age and as a teenager joined the United States Green Berets, where he fought through the Gulf War. Eventually, his natural combat ability gained him enough notoriety that he was able to join the elite military unit known as Foxhound, where he was trained by none other than Big Boss himself. Under Big Boss's tutelage, Solid Snake learned close quarters combat, a hand-to-hand combat system that just has some of the worst form I have ever seen, but somehow
Wow.
he makes it work. For most of his appearances, Snake is skilled enough to dodge the aim of gunmen, but generally struggles to sneak past enemies at more than a few miles per hour. Things
Oh,
like
I
this
see.
make him feel like a pretty grounded, if skilled soldier.
This is what I think
until
said
Metal
before.
Gear randomly decides to
Well, I
turn
think
him into
Joker's
Neo
gonna
for a
win.
few
I really hope
cutscenes and have
Joker
him jump
wins.
fast enough to keep pace
My
with a
boy
spray of
Joker better
bullets,
win.
and then make him fight a vampire, only to return him back to being a
give us a
semi-standard
win for the
spy
Phantom
thriller
Thieves.
character immediately after that. But even through all of these absurd shifts in tone throughout the series, Snake has always been somewhat superhuman. He's able to punch strong enough to send grown men flying through
Oh,
the air,
wow.
and he's durable enough to regularly shrug off bullets and explosions, which he can heal from incredibly quickly. But although he's explicitly superhuman in his stats, Snake's true strength comes from his equipment and his strategy. Let's start by talking about his strategical abilities. Snake has been able to fight and defeat enemies that, by all measurements on paper, he should have had no chance against. Among these is the telepath Psycho Mantis.
Oh yeah, Psycho Mantis, the one that reads your mind.
His thoughts as they fought, and should have been virtually impossible to even.
If I heard in the Twin Snakes, I think on GameCube, he will read your memory card.
Player 2 port. In the official animated graphic novelization of Metal Gear Solid, we can see some more context as to what this looks like from an in-universe view. Snake was essentially able to notice even the most minute details being Goth, and was able to capitalize on that to beat the Psychic. And this strategical ability is only enhanced by his codec system, a communication system implanted in Snake's ear that allows him to instantly communicate with his support team at a moment's notice. With their help, Snake has taken out legendary snipers, killed Big Boss's body double, Venom Snake, with nothing but a lighter and a can of hairspray, and demolished the machines this entire franchise was named for.
Oh, wow.
Metal Gears. While the Shagohod was a tank capable of launching nukes, Metal Gears were like you took those same capabilities and combined them with a Gundam. These things were made to dish out and take serious damage, but Snake has been able to take them out time and time again. And not only has he destroyed them, but Snake has actually piloted a Metal Gear of his own before, known as Metal Gear Rex. This brings us to Snake's equipment. Over the years, he's amassed a huge arsenal of weapons and tools. Now, I should note that while we can't scale Snake's
physical feats to those of other
clones of Big Boss, after all, they've had very different upbringings, and a major theme of the game is that people are far more than just their genes, so compiling them would kind of fly in the face of that. For the purposes of today's battle, we've composited the arsenals of each playable version of Snake across the Metal Gear franchise. Not only do they all play similarly, but they've all also had the same weapon supplier for a time. Snake has carried a variety of guns, grenades, and missile launchers over the years, but his most iconic is definitely his tranquilizer dart. A headshot from one of these bad boys can instantly put his target to sleep, taking them out of the fight entirely. He also has several other non-lethal options at his disposal, such as sleep gas, smoke grenades, flashbangs, EMP grenades, and Playboy magazines that he strategically weaponizes to distract his enemies. Yes, that is real. Defensively, he also carries around a pill that allows him to fake his own death, containers to hide in, like his signature cardboard box, and several inflatable decoys of himself, complete with a voice box and high-grade explosives. But one of the most surprising tools up his sleeve is the Fulton Extractor. This thing can yoink enemies into the air and send them straight to a battleship, loaded with highly armed soldiers. But if pulling your enemy into the sky like a discount Christian Bale isn't doing it for you, Snake's research and development team have developed this technology even further, allowing Snake to suck his enemies into wormholes that can even be launched from rocket launchers, removing them from the battlefield entirely. And this is where Snake really excels. He's no stranger going up against near impossible odds, but he's always been able to find a way around by using his incredible strategic ability.
I wonder how he's going to go up against Joker.
Let's see if that's enough to let him take on his opponent.
We will have to see.
Joker. But first, if you want to help support what we're doing here and keep our small channel alive, consider joining us on Patreon or YouTube membership. Each episode of Smash Bracket on average takes us over 200 hours to make as a team. Ad revenue is hard to sustain on a series that takes so long to put together, so having your support on either of these platforms is really the single best way you can help keep these episodes coming and make sure that we're able to finish this project all the way through to the end. But with that out of the way, let's get into the fight to find out who will win this round of the Smash Bracket and who will be disqualified. Let's get into it.
Let's see. Alright, Joker, please win. We need you to win.
Is everyone ready? Today's the day.
It's all Snake really evil.
Forward to the buffet I've heard so much about.
Ooh, yes, we got Phantom Thief. Let's go. We got Yusuke and Anna already here. Yeah, let's go.
Always so focused on food.
Sorry, I spent all my money on art supplies after we were brought to this world. I've been stretching.
This is gonna be awesome. I already know this is gonna be good. I mean, I have the other Phantom Thieves in there. We got Futaba, An, Makoto, Joker, or Ren, Ryuji, Haru, Yusuke. They're all here.
The metaverse has been leaking out into the physical world.
And Morgana's right there too.
The ability to use our powers anywhere, but also a set of objectives.
Although I don't see Kasumi here,
like that message we
or I got Sumire, which is what she goes by in the third semester.
Still pissed about that.
And Kenji's not there either. And nor
are
are Zenkichi and Sophia.
Until we learn more about who we are dealing with, we can't afford to upset them.
Exactly. So that means that today's mission is taking out our first.
I already know it's gonna be good.
Name, Solid Snake.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
One normal guy against the Phantom Thieves? This is about to be way too easy. Oh yeah, can't wait to show this guy what happens when you mess with Skull.
This is gonna be good. I already know it. The Phantom Thieves, go get him.
Guys?
Oh.
Alright, this is gonna be a good fight against Solid Snake.
Who's gonna tell him?
You're not coming this time.
Wait, for real? Why the hell not?
Pretty much instantly.
This mission requires a certain amount of grace and subtlety.
And the voices actually sound very
Then where's
similar
Morgana get to go?
to their actual
Even I'll be
voices.
staying behind on this one.
Oh, man. Come on, it's just one guy.
It may be one guy, but this isn't any ordinary soldier.
That's right. Snake is a master of combat, stealth, and
Who
infiltration.
Thomas sounds
He's
almost the
taken out
same.
nearly unstoppable targets
Than our
before
normal
we even knew
voice.
he was there.
Oh, cool. So he's sneaky. Who the hell cares about that if Joker killed the Grim Reaper?
Frankly, we were lucky he had the flu.
I'm just saying, we all need to be on our A game. We
Yep.
may be tough, but Snake specializes in beating the unbeatable. That's why they call
Because
him
of
the
these
man who makes the
meeting, this
impossible
argument,
possible.
because of this meeting, I already know it's gonna be good.
Only to fight a soldier?
Well, what do you think, Joker?
He said this will be easy. Alright, let's see. Ooh, it's realistic. Let's go. That looks like something out of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yep, there's Solid Snake.
Otacon, you didn't tell me we're gonna have to fight a bunch of kids in cosplay.
A bunch of kids in cosplay.
It's no laughing matter, Snake. Those are the Phantom Thieves of Heart. They may look like children, but they are
Yep.
incredibly dangerous.
He knows the Phantom Thieves, huh?
Well, it's a little hard to pin down. There is a lot of conflicting information on.
Alright, let's go. Let's see how this goes.
Information channels get thousands of hits for even.
They better get the win on the fight.
Drinking from a virtual fire hose. Someone wants to hide in plain sight.
It does seem that way. But fortunately for us, I was able to put together an algorithm that checked for the credential of each page's author.
Smart.
You are looking at Carmen Takamani, Mo Kamatari, and Lupin Susanoo, aka Panther, Queen, and finally, your target, Joker.
Joker. And you said this was no laughing
I
matter.
like how they all use different names for their actual
The Phantom
names.
Thieves feed on cognition. They absorb your
Although
fear,
Carmen's the
get you
name
stronger.
of
Keep
An's
on straight
persona.
and don't trust your senses. Things may not be what they seem. You may think you are safe, but even if a single attack...
I like how I put Last Surprise in there. He said Last Surprise, which makes sense because obviously the battle theme is called Last Surprise.
Just
Even though winning ambush and Royal
Snake,
take over
you
plays
saw that
instead.
message. You know this isn't a standard mission. Watch your back.
Got it.
Reveal yourself, Snake. It's no use hiding.
Alright, this is gonna be good. Let's turn it up a little bit. Ooh, okay, she's wrestling with him kind of, or knocking him down.
Interfering with my signal. I'm going to try and get around it.
Yes, get him!
You're outmatched, kid.
Oops, he's got him wrestled down.
You're done.
Yes, shoot him! Shoot him, Joker, shoot him! Shoot Snake! Alright, Joker's doing good so far.
That pistol. You're going to need more than illusions here, kid.
Yeah, he's gotta summon Arsene. Oh wait, for a minute I thought he was gonna summon Arsene. Alright, now he will. Oh, it's gonna summon Lavenza. Well, it looks like Lavenza. It's not Lavenza, but it looks like her. Summon her persona. Persona! Ooh, Jack Frost! Let's go! He's gonna summon Jack Frost. Yep, 3-0, show's over.
Otacon, you didn't tell me this guy had nanomachines.
I haven't seen nanomachines like this before. Even Foxhound isn't this advanced.
He just created a demon snowman. And I
A
don't
demon
think
snowman,
it's
yep.
Lupin.
His name was Lupin or Alice.
When I touched him,
Now, Alice is actually the name of a character in Persona 5 Strikers, I think. Although I have yet to play Strikers.
I hit her, but it just felt weird. I don't think I'm actually hurting them.
This is a problem, but nothing you can't handle. You have fought foes stronger than you before. Use your head, be creative, and whatever you do, don't...
And cut. I almost had to use both of my hands.
Ooh,
straight
Futaba's
up.
here.
That was a nice
This is gonna be good. We got Futaba here, or Oracle, which she goes by in the Metaverse.
One of the Phantom Thieves, I presume. Perhaps Mo Kamatari?
Dude, Mokumatari is a copy.
Yeah.
You guys took my fake leaks hook, line, and sinker. You've really got to check your sources.
Well played.
Admit it, you got outplayed. I know everything about you, David.
It seems
That makes sense how they have Futaba here, since Futaba's a hacker.
And you got around our communication jammers. I'm just wondering what you did about the mobile nuclear launch pad sitting right outside the building.
Nice try, Snake. I've got the exact GPS coordinates of every Metal Gear on the planet.
Ooh.
So you don't know. Just one.
And of course, Futaba, I mean, you're a hacker.
You're bluffing.
Futaba's a hacker, so I guess it
Not
makes
everything
sense.
is documented online, kid. And about that jammer, we always bring a spare.
Ooh, Kirby's there, okay. And Kirby's Forgotten Land's coming in a few weeks.
Let me show you the power of the wild card. Arsene!
Yeah, Arsene! Let's go! We got Arsene in there! Go get him, Joker! Defeat Solid Snake. Alright, we got Panther and Queen there. All out attack.
Beat him up!
Yes! I knew he was gonna win.
And there you go! This fight was
Yes,
just
Joker
not close
won!
at all when looking at stat comparisons. Snake could send grown men flying through the air, destroy giant Metal Gears, and survive
Yep.
deadly explosives. But Joker was just operating on a different scale. Take a look at how the
Joker
best
beat
strength
him
and durability
hard.
feats line up, and there's
I'm
almost
glad
no
Joker
comparison to be
won.
made here. Joker was also way too fast for Snake to handle. Even if we disregard his ability to dodge lasers, he's also moving around at Mach 17 during his all-out attacks. He was also able to entirely negate all of Snake's most reliable tactics, including non-lethal methods of incapacitation like sleep. He could also use a persona to reflect Snake's own bullets back at him.
Yep.
And this is a shame because Snake really would have had a decent
It's 'cause
chance
Joker
here if it weren't
won.
for those negations. Snake is a master
I knew
strategist
he would
and
win.
manipulator. He
Well, I
easily
knew
had
he'd
the edge over
probably
Joker
win.
in this department and could have talked himself into a scenario where he probably could have surprised Joker with a sleep dart or a sleep gas, but Joker
I knew he was
would
gonna win
just be
before I
able to
even
shrug it off.
before
And his legal strategies were
I even
non-starters
played
as well.
Persona 5. I knew
Even if
Joker
we
was
let
gonna
Snake
win.
have
I
access to a
won.
Metal Gear, it just isn't even close to the kind of damage output that Joker is used to dealing with. Ultimately, Snake's only viable win condition would be to remove Joker from the battlefield entirely, with his wormhole extraction device or the Fulton. But pulling off a maneuver like that would require some serious speed that he just doesn't have, even with the most generous interpretations of his feats. At the end of the day, Joker was just way too fast and way too strong and durable for Snake to even touch. And he also shut down any non-lethal win condition as
He
well.
sure did.
Joker is the winner and will be moving on to the next round of the Smash Bracket.
Yeah, go get him on the next round. Go whoever's on the next round.
Next time on the Smash Bracket.
Ooh, let's see what's next. Alright, Ken. Ken's next. Alright, that's very good. Alright, see you guys next time. Agent Reacts out. Oh, it's Harry sending this too. Alright, Agent S out.